How's it going, guys? Welcome to another video. So, Inktober. If you've never heard of Inktober, it happens in the month of October where you draw something every single day. Usually it's according to a prompt put forth by this person, because I can't remember who it is, who started the whole thing. And you draw a drawing in ink. Originally, that's how it was. You draw an ink drawing every day based on the prompt for the entire month of October, and you connect it with the hashtag Inktober so that everyone can see everyone else doing art and encourage one another and get inspiration from one another and just generally be encouraged and come together as a artistic community and make things. And I think that's great. I've been drawing my whole life and I had never done Inktober before because it just seemed like a lot of work. I didn't really want to commit myself to that much work because I thought of it as work when I actually really enjoy drawing. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and commit myself to Inktober. This was in 2020, which seems like it was just yesterday. I can't believe it's already been that long. They've been sitting on a shelf, and I've been meaning to make a video, and I looked at them today, and I'm like, I haven't made that video yet. So here it is. So in 2020, I did Inktober just about every day. I didn't do a drawing every day. There were a few times when I did a drawing. I just did a chunk of it over the course of a few days, and I think that's fine. They weren't all ink drawings, which is okay. It's really just to encourage one another to do art on a consistent basis and share it with one another. So that's what this video is. It's a quick tour. Not a quick tour. It's a long tour going through the drawings that I did in 2020. So if that's something you want to see, stick around. It's a long video. Have it on in the background or look at it when you're having your morning cup of coffee or whatever. If it's not something you're interested in, that's fine. But if that's something you'd like to see, go ahead and stick around. I think that's it. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment down below if you guys would be interested in me getting some prints made of any of these drawings and make them available to you. I'd be willing to do that. I haven't yet just because there's so many of them and I don't want to make a whole bunch of prints of drawings that I don't really like and have to look at them. So if there's one of these drawings that you do like and maybe you'd want to have on your wall, comment that down below and I'll go ahead and get some prints made and then figure out a way to make those available to you guys. So with that said, we'll get right into the video. I apologize if you hear a squeaky floor. That's just how my floor sounds here. So we'll start out day one. Actually, I'm not sure if this is day one or day two. The date up here says it's the second, but I'm pretty sure this is day one. It might have been the second by the time I finished it, but that's day one. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I believe these are Copics that I got from an art set that I bought. First time using those really in anything. Nice little pen drawing. Like I said, don't hate it, don't love it. I try to do hands. I don't like drawing portraits, faces, hands, people. I'm just not very good at it, so I wanted to try it. But I don't think I tried it again in any of these other drawings because I don't know. I just don't think I'm good at it. People tend to want to do things that they feel they're good at. This is drawing number 2. In my Instagram, I had it backlit more. Oh, that looks better that way. This is just, what do you call these? Kind of, not mandalas. Doodle patterns, I guess. I've done a lot of these, and because it was fall, you're just trying to draw inspiration from whatever's around you. So, did some pumpkins. Rule of threes, big, small, big, small, big, medium, small is a good rule to follow. Kind of gives you good perspective, but that was fun. The key with this for me was to do small drawings at first. Oh, here. This is the third one. It's not actual. I wrote myself mug drawing. So this was a digital drawing I did. I'll put that up on the screen now. So again, just a simple drawing. This one didn't, well, this one actually took longer than the first couple drawings I did. Just trying to figure out some new techniques on Metabang Paint, the free digital art program that I run with my drawing tablet that I got from a friend back in college. But again, I don't love it. I don't hate it. It was a good experience. I'm glad I did it, but the color palette isn't the best. But that's it. That's drawing number 3, mug. The handle bugs me on that. It doesn't really look like an actual handle. Drawing number 4, right there. I got inspiration for this from some Instagram post. I can't remember. I like it. Got an umbrella there, protecting from the rain of milk. God spilt his milkshake up in heaven. I like it. And I like this one because the rain's coming in from the side. I don't know. I kind of like that better, maybe. Do I like that? Yeah. I chose to have the rain coming out of 45. I kind of like this better, though. I don't know. Let me know what you think. That was fun to do. Like I said, the key is to do a simple drawing. Here's my hand. It's a very small drawing. I'm not saying my hand is... Anyway. It's a very simple drawing. The key is, at least the key was for me, to do small drawings at first. Small drawings take less time. They're less daunting. And because you get them done sooner, you can spend more time making a small drawing turn out exactly how you want it to turn out. So, I like this one. Drawing number 4. This was a quick one, and this is one I don't really like too much. It's a pheasant. I don't know why I said that. I mean, everyone watching knows it's a pheasant. I was rushing on this one. You can tell. Here's the grass. That looks like a sand world city skyline. All these little buildings here, which I'm not happy with. And its face looks weird. Its face doesn't really look like a pheasant. And then this border, I think, is too sloppy and big. I think it should be thinner, even if it's probably would look better if it wasn't there at all. But I used colored pencils on this one and some colored pens for the head, and a different paper. This is like it's kind of like a cardstock. Kind of looks like an old weathered look to it. So I figured I'd put a pheasant on there to kind of match it. But not a huge fan of this, but I was staying on track to be consistent. I'm like, if I've decided I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do it, even if I have to draw some stuff I don't like. There's the next one. I forgot which day I did this one on. This is day 7, 6 or 7. Acorn. This one's really satisfying, actually. Although it should come to a point. There. Actually, let's fix that. I like this one. It's kind of like an optical illusion that I really like with all those little lines there. This is my favorite pen, the Micron. The one I use most is a 005. I think it's the smallest one they make, but they're really good. I've drawn with these since I was a young teenager. There we go. Now it's in anatomically correct acorn. I like this one. I really took my time on this pattern here to make sure it was all even and that everything was nice and crisp. And even if you do a drawing simple, if it looks crisp and it looks like you took your time on it, wait, there we go, for all you OCD people. If you take your time on it, even if it's simple, it just looks really smart. It looks really slick. So I'm happy with that one. That was on a brown paper. I was exploring different types of paper that I don't normally use. Here's the next day. Again, this is based off of a Instagram post that I saw, that I screenshotted. This general shape with the mountains and the river flowing through. That's not fresh from my brain. That is a original idea from someone else, but I just used it, recreated it here. I don't think there's anything wrong with using other people's art as inspiration, unless I were to claim that I drew this and I came up with it. I think this is a little too similar, much too similar to what I used as inspiration to call it my own. But it's okay to draw stuff for practice, and this was basically what I was doing. I just wanted to draw stuff to get in the habit of drawing something every day, and it's hard to come up with original ideas every day. So a lot of these drawings are based off of drawings that other people did. Some of them are original. This one here, this next one, this is probably one of my favorites. This one is original. The mouse is based off a picture, but I really like this a lot. Cute little guy. And this mouse is based off of this guy who I've drawn before. Cute little mouse there. I liked him so much I wanted to draw him again. So I drew him just regular in a more realistic style. I don't know what style you'd call this. Pop? I don't know. Modern? But I like that guy. I like how he looks so fuzzy like that. And the wood grain I really love. And you'll see in some other drawings that I brought the wood grain back in some different ways. It's really easy to do. It's not complicated. You don't really have to use all your brain cells. I feel like I'm not using all my brain cells right now when you're drawing it. But it looks really good when you're done. I tried to make saw marks on the wood, like if it was cut with a big circular saw. But I put them both ways, which doesn't really make sense logically, because you only cut it once, so they wouldn't be going both ways. But it ended up just kind of looking like a weathered wood with scratches on it, so it didn't turn out too bad. But I like this one a lot. Oh man, I'm not looking forward to showcasing this one. Okay guys, I don't know what I was thinking on this one. So this is what happened. I wanted to draw a morel mushroom. So I drew the morel mushroom. And then I started doing this. And I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to cut it out. And that's going to be... That's... What is this? That's going to be my drawing for the day. And so that was my drawing for that day. Does it count? Yes. Is it good? I guess so. It's small. It's cute, I guess. But yeah. This was the first day where I started making something and I'm like, I totally hate this. How do I rescue this? It was already late at night, so I'm like, there we go. Mushroom. A little mushroom. Boop. Woohoo. Alright. Yeah. I'm not very happy with that one. And then this, I thought this next one is one I did at the end. But apparently, I was getting sick of doing drawings that I did not like. And so I think I spent the next 3 or 4 days drawing this guy. I had drawn a larger version of this for a benefit auction. Here, I'll do it this way. You guys can turn your phone, put your rotate lock on. So there, now you can see the whole thing. I had drawn a bigger version of this for some benefit auction, but I never got a scan of it before I submitted it. Or it was an art contest? I can't remember. It was like a art contest slash benefit auction. But anyway, I didn't end up getting the original drawing back, but I liked it a lot. So I drew this version, which is the same drawing but on a smaller scale. And I like it a lot. I like ships. I think I'll make a drawing, just a drawing. I'll make a video of all the drawings that I've done that are just ships, because it's a lot of them. But I really like this one a lot. I like drawing water a lot. Then all the ropes and pulleys and sails and other sailing terminology. I really like this one a lot. I got to get this one framed. I got to get it scanned and framed. A good tip, if you have, so this is all pen drawing. If you have anything, really any drawing, I like to take a piece of printer paper, just lay it on top. If you're stacking them on top of each other, you want something on top of it that's not going to shift around. So if you do put something over top, if you put a piece of paper over top, make sure it's not sideways, slipping around, because then it can smudge your artwork. So a lot of these I've got paper over to kind of protect them. Okay, here's the wood grain coming back, making a reappearance. There it is. Black paper that I was trying out that I still have a bunch of that I should draw with more. I like this a lot. This is my first time using gel, a white gel pen. I'll pull it out here so you can see. These are really cheap. A Uniball Signo. Here's all that information if you want to look it up. It's pretty good. On this paper, it soaks in, so it makes more of a gray. Kind of a light gray. A whitish gray than a white. But I like it a lot. This is another one of my favorites. Ooh. I almost jammed this drawer with the pen still sticking out. There we go. I like this one a lot. That wood grain's really satisfying. It's really easy to do. I just go through and I pre-place where I want my knots to be. Space them out so it looks naturalish. Then you just go and feed in your wood grain. Super satisfying. I like this one. I like this next one too. So I had bought some paint pens. Oh, looks good sideways too. And I wanted to try them out. So I got out, well, I think I bought some honeycomb. Here it is. I think I used, you see, I used these to make a honeycomb pattern and then filled it in as kind of a gradient. I like that one. I don't like using color. It scares me. And so I'm like, I'm gonna start using some color. So this wasn't, I mean, this really isn't art. I guess it's art. It's not really drawing. It's more of a pattern. I was just testing out the art, the paint pens, to see how I like the color, how they dried, how even they were. I like it. That was fun. Turned out pretty good. Technically it's not ink for Inktober, but I make my own rules. Here's the next one. I don't like this one at all. I'm like, that first that first one was so great, why don't we make another? Maybe not. I don't like this one. So after I did that first one, I'm like, well, it turned out pretty good. So I went on Instagram and looked for paint, pen, fall, trees, something like that. I wanted to do like the changing leaves of the trees in the fall. And you kind of get it on this one, but I have not pulled it off. And I hate this. And I hate the proportions. Like how there's a line right through the third. Like if you cut this into thirds, that's where that line is. It doesn't really look good. And then the tree is not centered on, I don't like it. Not very good. I didn't pull off much perspective on that one. That wasn't very, very good. Here's the next one. I do kind of like this one. This is my alarm clock. So after a while, here I'll grab my alarm clock for comparison. So after a while, I ran out of inspiration, and so I'm like, I'm just gonna draw my alarm clock. And so I set it down and I traced it, and I used my paint pens, and this is just a pastel or a chalk or dry are pastels dry? I scraped off some chalk, white chalk, and rubbed it in with my paintbrush, and then erased it here for the shadow. And then this was gray paint pen, some white paint pen, some other white pens that I have, and then my microns to do the line work on it. I like it. I was trying to pull off like a realism type deal, and I pulled off pretty well. It was fun. It looks pretty crisp. I took my time to make sure that it, like I said, if you take your time and make it even a simple drawing, even if you're tracing your alarm clock, if you make it look crisp, it'll turn out looking good most of the time. This was a quick one. The next day of ink, the 20th. This is really small. It was probably late at night or maybe early in the morning, and I wanted to just get it done. So this was a quick one. You can see this part isn't as thick as this part. It's not even all the way around. Oop. Same thing here. See this black ring? That's not even. That kind of bugged me. Then these lines here are kind of wavy. But this was one where I was like, I just have to do it to get it done. Otherwise, I might just quit. Sometimes I have that mentality of, well, you know, if I skipped one day, what's the point of finishing? So I'm like, gotta get this one done. So there's that one. Oh, I like this one. I was confused for a second because it had a brown paper on top of it. We'll line this up and then do the big reveal. Boom. I like this one a lot. So when I was using pastels for that other one to do the rouge on the face of the clock, like, I want to do a sunset. Let's try it. And I like doing water after I did the boat. So I just did a rolling sea with big old waves. Use pastel and that. I should know if that's actually called pastel. I have them over here. I'll just show you. It's this chalk. I use these ones. So I guess they're pastels. I don't know. I got these as a gift from Mallory and Meredith when I was in the 6th grade. 2 of my classmates. I still have them. I still use them. Because I don't use pastel a lot, but I like this one a lot. If the light hits this one just right, it looks really good. I like that one a lot. I should get all these framed, but they're all obscure sizes of paper. So I'd have to get them custom framed, but I don't really want to spend a lot of money. Here's another pen. I call this one The Abyss. That's the name that it's always had, that I did not just make up on the spot. I was thinking, I want to make an optical illusion. I want to do weird stuff with the lines on black paper. So I did this guy. I don't really like, I think I used a black marker to do those lines. I wish I wouldn't have. It just looks choppy. Doesn't look great. I wish I would have left this black and then just slowly tapered off the white lines. So I just used the black of the paper. But I like that one. Another small one. But then, apparently, I caught the bug because I went massive for the next day. I call this one The Rift. That's what I call it. I call this one Los Angeles in 50 years. Get it? Because it's going to be there on the fault line. Anyways. I like this one. It's very relaxing to draw all of these lines. I like it. I think my perspective on this one was pretty good too. Isn't it terrifying to think that the whole West Coast is on a fault line where everyone lives? That is terrifying to me. And that the middle of the country is on Yellowstone. There's a lot of ways people could die. It's pretty terrifying. That's what I was thinking about when I was drawing that one. All right, the next day, oh yes, a couple failures. So this was the first drawing the next day. So, okay, well, let's see. So this goes like this. This goes like this. So I was going to draw, I think, a crow skull. I was seeing people, lots of people, draw skulls with like white chalk, white pencil on black. So I'm like, I got all these gel pens. I'll do like a pen drawing on paper. It was getting out of hand, getting too complicated. Apparently I didn't like how it was turning out. So I'm like, okay, time for a small drawing. So I cut it in half. And I took this half and I threw it up here. And then I'm like, I'm going to draw a shovel. So that was the next attempt on the same night. And I was like halfway done, and I said, there's not a whole lot here. So I actually did not do a drawing this day. Must be. I had done this drawing on a sticky note a while ago, wanting to eventually do a big version of it. So I just pulled it off the wall, stuck it to that piece of paper, and said, this is my drawing for the day. It's Noah's Ark on rough seas. I want to do a big version of this, like with the waves, how I usually draw them. But I kind of like it in a circle. It's kind of nice. So that's my first cheat. I actually didn't do a drawing that day, but I kept going. Buddy the elf. So I'm pretty sure I put this up against my computer screen and traced the outline of his body. And then came in and filled in that pattern and the little Christmas tree pattern. Kind of tried to make a general aesthetic So all the colors and the style of the whole thing kind of all matched. I like this one. That'd be like a good Christmas card. Except I'd probably get sued. There's Buddy the Elf. This one I don't like, The Next Day. I think I was listening to some books or reading books at that time that were kind of adventure books. No, I'll tell you what happened. I think I was rewatching some of the How to Train Your Dragon movies with my nephews. I'm like, I'm going to draw a map, like how they have the map of Burke on that movie. And I hate how it turned out. This looks like something that I drew when I was like a little baby. It looked a lot better in my head, okay? I do like the compass. I like the little sea creature in the endless sea that ends about here. Dead Man's Island. The North Cliff. Guess why it's called the North Cliff? I bet you'll never guess. The land of fire that just has smoking tar pits. The White Mountains. This is hilarious. Oh, this is really dumb. The Fortress. Dead Man's Island with skull and cross. Anyway, we're going to move on. That was good. That was a good example of what not to do. At least for me. But everything doesn't have to look good. I tried. This is like... So, by the way, I got some gold. I think that's a gold Sharpie or a gold paint pen. I can't remember. But today, I was feeling in the mood to create some Hobby Lobby wall art. That's the aesthetic I was going for. So a cross cut with the rings there. I kind of like it. It looks kind of slick. Simple. I think this line work on the outside really sells it. Just enough detail to call it art, you know. You can't really see. Can you see that it shines? You see the shine on camera? Ooh, kind of right there. I like how it's shiny, but it's hard to bring that across on camera. So you can really see just how my stream of consciousness was going. Draw a picture of a crosscut log, and then next day I draw a saw. So these teeth here, when I did this drawing, they were not measured, and so they were all over the place. I'll put a picture on screen right there. See how uneven they are? I did not like that. So afterwards I came back and got my ruler out to make them more even. Not perfect, but this is a silver paint pen for the saw and the outline, and then I use the gold for the rivets. And this is colored pencil there, and some white charcoal, I believe, here for the highlight. I like this one. Shiny. I like shiny. Man. More wood grain. Here, I guess I'll leave it like this. Fence post. Barbed wire. Barbed wires with that silver paint pen again. I like it. Here, I'll turn it sideways for all you who want to turn it sideways to see the whole thing. I like this one. Probably should have made the top of the post more like worn away, more uneven. I don't like this line, kind of how all this makes one line. Kind of cuts off the top part of the drawing. I really like doing that wood grain on those. It's really satisfying. How much time do we have? We got 3 drawings left. So this, is there a date on this? There's not. I think this is the 29th. Yeah, October 29th. So if anyone subscribes to Bobby Duke, that is the pumpkin that he made a video on his channel. That is a really creepy video. It's beautiful, it's artistic, and it's terrifying. And nightmare fuel at the same time. But the pumpkin he made as an actual pumpkin looked something like this. So I did a drawing of it. Orange paint pen, some more gel pen on that one. Isn't that creepy? Ah, oh, gotcha. Second to last drawing. I like this one. Lighthouse. I drew a lot of lighthouses when I was younger. My art teacher, John Zarnopez, liked lighthouses. So did Holly, my other art teacher, when I was young. And so they are charming. Lighthouses are charming. So I drew that little guy with more of those paint pens I got. It's look really, it turned out really slick. Really, I mean, it's almost as big as my, or as small as my, as big as my point. I don't know. It's about that big. It's a very small drawing, but it's framed pretty well there. So I think my goal at this point was to just get sleep. So here's the last one. The shebang. The big shebang. This is my Instagram avatar, I believe. Ooh. I like this one. Here is my signal of allegiance to the Illuminati. That's what that is. Get the shiny, ooh, that comes through, the shiny moon with some silver. I think that was a silver Sharpie. I can't remember. And then all this pen work was just micron pens that I had. I usually keep the old, let me see if I have any in here. My old micron pens I usually keep to do like the really dark areas like this. Yeah. Like if the smaller ones get worn down and get kind of bristly, I just save them so I can get rid of the ink on a big dark area like that and not wear down my really nice fine point. So if you see these lines kind of go this way, so that's how I think I drew it in. I think I was going this way, maybe I was going up and down, but those lines are from how I darkened in the dark areas. And wherever you go like this, stop the pen and come back up, it'll leave a little pool of ink there. So that's what those lines are. When you go across like this, it'll leave a dark line or a bright line up top and at bottom. But if you would scan this, I don't think that would show up in a like a document scan. But I really like this one. And these waves are different how I usually draw them. They were inspired by another person I follow on Instagram. I'll go back and find who it was because I think I mentioned them in the Instagram post that I did of this last year. So I'll go find that. I'll put that on the screen up here. Go follow them. They have great art. so many art Instagrammers. There's so many of them, and I'll link if I can. If I can't link to them, I'll at least put them in a list in the description so that you guys can go follow them. Because when I see a drawing that has that in it from a artist on Instagram, I say, I want to try that. So I try it. It looks good. I like it. Because you kind of have, it's good to have like the rule of threes, like I was talking about before. This is your dark area, your light, and your medium. So you got to kind of have a gradient of dark, medium, light, and they're divided, so they're not all in the same order, like light, medium, dark. But I think this drawing is really well balanced. I like it a lot. Did I mention I like it? Am I talking too much? I like the moon on this one. It's really simple. It's really slick looking. All right. So that's it. That is my 20... You know what? I think this is 2020s. Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is from 2020. It is. So this is a year and a half ago. So this is my Inktober from 2020. Man. These have been sitting on a shelf for over a year. But I might make prints of some of these. I might get a print of this and a couple others made if you guys are interested. And let me know actually in the comments what ones are your favorites, and if you guys call out any that you're particularly fond of, I might go ahead and make some prints of them and make those available to you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope this inspired you guys to draw. I have not drawn a lot since I did this, and I think it's a very good exercise that forces you into a routine. And it didn't stick for me, but I would like it to. I would like to make it a habit to draw more frequently. So I highly suggest it. Doing Inktober, it's a good community thing. A lot of other people are posting stuff during the whole month, so it's really inspiring. You get a lot of good inspiration, and there's a display of good drawing techniques that you guys can try out. Even if you're copying someone else's drawing, just make that apparent if you post it anywhere. But even if you're copying this drawing, do it. If you want to learn different techniques, just to learn. I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing. So just don't be drawing this and saying that you drew it. It's yours originally. But I encourage you just to draw. Just to draw more. I'm talking to you guys, including myself. Including myself, because I need to draw more as well. If you're good at something and if you enjoy doing it, I think it's important to make it a point to do it more. So, all right. Good deal. All right. And that's the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sticking around to the end. You guys are legit. Again, drop in the comments if you want me to make prints of any specific drawing. Just describe it or put a timestamp or something, and I'll go take a look. I encourage you guys to draw. If you're good at it, if you're not good at it, at least give it a try. And if you do enjoy it, but kind of find it hard to get over the hump and get the wheels turning, I can say from experience going through this process of doing a drawing almost every day and for a whole month in 2020, it was worth it. And I wish I would do it more. And so I do think it's valuable. It was a good experience. I'm glad I did it. And I plan to do it again. So That's it. If I've encouraged you, then, and if you're an artist, October's coming up in several months now, so you've got plenty of time to prepare, gather inspiration, make a plan, start practicing, and I'm looking forward to this October when we all participate together again in the great Inktober, and we can share that with each other and get inspired and have the joy of looking at each other's artworks and seeing the beauty in the world that we live in. So thanks again for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. We'll see ya.